Now here's a story all about how my life got turned upside down. I should probably preface this with the fact that I've been reading Henry Fraser's books. He's a young man who had his whole life ahead of him. Popular, fit, athletic, into rugby. Went on his first holiday with his friends, dived into the sea, crushed his spinal cord, and he's a quadriplegic now, and will be for the rest of his life unless, some breakthrough science. And from age 17, overnight, he had to adapt to this completely surreal new reality of never being able to move his body again. So, I'm going into this with context. What I'm about to share with you from my own personal experience could obviously be a lot worse, right? But imagine never really being particularly sporty, never understanding what people see in football or rugby and stuff like that, right? And you get to age 32. You're quite overweight, you're depressed, you've decided to finally try some strongman training. It's the one sport that you've always took an interest in over the years. Off the back of that, you find a sport called CrossFit, and it sucks you in, and for the first time in your life you're like obsessed with the sport, right? Then a short time after actually finding it, the CrossFit Open starts. This was in 2022. I thought I'd get involved. The CrossFit Open is basically Christmas for CrossFit. It's 3 weeks of workouts put on by CrossFit, which you attempt and you upload to the worldwide leaderboard. If you're good enough, you go to the quarterfinals. If you're good enough to progress past that, you go to semi-finals, and then you go to the CrossFit Games. It's literally open to anyone. If you're good enough, you can start on day one like everybody else and end at the CrossFit Games. Right, so I did it for the first time, 22. Didn't do very well. I was very new to CrossFit. But that being said, I still RX the workouts, which is like the highest, is basically what the pros are doing. It's the weights that the pros are doing and everything. I thought, right, I'm going to put consistent effort in, try again next year. It's basically a year, it's the point of the year where you can compare yourself to yourself and see if you've gotten any better. 2023 comes around, I make a significant jump compared to myself a year before, and I do a lot better. But one thing happens on the first workout that's just like seared in my brain forever. I get so close to a ring muscle up and I miss it, and that was a huge separator in your position on the leaderboard. If you get a ring muscle up, you'll do much better than other people that don't. So that really lights a fire. Like, no matter what else is going on in my personal life, how unmotivated I feel, I am going to show up regularly to CrossFit and be consistent, because literally I put a post-it on my monitor as a countdown to the Open, like 300 days, and then like every week I'd cross it off. Or no, I think it was weeks, so it would be 52 weeks, cross it off, 51 weeks, and then it got down to like 7 days to the Open, 6 days to the Open, crossing it off. And like I've gone the whole year really consistent with running, keeping my nutrition in check, really consistent with training at CrossFit. The last few weeks, taking it steady on workouts, not to flare up any injuries before the Open. This is it. The Open is here. Finally. Waited so patiently. Worked hard. Stayed consistent. What happens 2 days before the Open? I get the flu. And it's not just like a cold, it's the proper full-on, full shebang, full meat portion of the flu. Over the weekend, you know, the Saturday is when the box, the gym, puts on a big social thing. It's a great atmosphere, everybody's there doing their attempt of the first workout that's been released, encouraging each other. It's a great vibe, you know, you test yourself and then you submit your score. The Saturday evening, I was full on fever mode flu, aching bones, cold, sore throat, headache, fatigue, weakness, shivering, and yet sweating. And now I haven't even been able to submit a score for the CrossFit Open for the first workout. So basically that's it, it's written off, because even if I do really well in the next 2 workouts, there's 3 workouts in total that are released, I'm never going to make up the difference compared to people that have been able to submit a score for all 3. And it's just like, so the point of this video is, what is the universe trying to teach me by dealing me that blow at such a bad time? And yes, I know I can still walk and move my body, and I am recovering, but why did I have to get the flu so close to something that I've been looking forward to for like a year, and that I've been working towards for like a year? And it's basically one of the only things I have in my life, and it's really important to me, and it's made me feel so isolated that I haven't been able, up to this point, haven't been able to get involved. And I almost just feel fucking bitter about it now. Like, I almost don't even want to do the other 2 workouts. I probably will, but I'm not sure I'll even submit the score, because it's just like, what's the point? Yeah, again, Henry, bless his soul, he's got a much bigger problem to deal with, but we've all got our own lives, and this is just feels like a real kick in the teeth by the universe, and I don't get it. And it makes it, I have to believe, you know, I really want to believe that this is the dip to balance out a high that's still to come later on in the year. Maybe I've got something good coming, and there's a yin and yang to everything. So I don't know what the answer is there, but it's open to interpretation. Do you think everything is completely random and there's no sense to it at all, there's no meaning to it at all? Or do you think for everything bad that happens to you, it is for a reason, and something good will happen to make up for it at some point down the line? I really don't know. Like, in Henry's case, you could say, well, you know, the fact that he's written 2 books and he's an incredible mouth painter now, he uses his mouth to paint these really, really impressive works of art. And you know, he's given me perspective by reading his books of what he's been able to overcome. Like, is that the good stuff that's come from his misfortune? Because, you know, it's great that he's found some positives out of it, but I still don't think that's an even trade, in my opinion. And I really take my hat off to him for keeping going, because I just don't know if I could do it. But I guess we never know until we're in that situation, but hopefully I never have to find out. But yeah, I've just been obviously feeling very sorry for myself about that, but I can still walk myself into the shop in a moment, and I guess in the grand scheme of things, life goes on, doesn't it? And there'll be other opportunities. So it is what it is, as Tyson Fury would say.